Hello, everybody, and welcome. I am Deborah Kagan. I am still Deborah Kagan, and I am here. I'm your Mojo recovery specialist, and I'm here for a Mojo moment. I'm really glad to be with you. It is one of those late night ones, so I'm curious to see who's going to tune in live. Who are my late night owls? It's been a moment. So I'm looking forward to seeing who tunes in live. And for those of you who tune in for the replay, I'm very pleased that you do that as well. In case you are new, I am here to support you in Rockin' Your Mojo, which is all about regaining your confidence, feeling amazing in your skin, and living a turned-on life. And I do this for the ladies. So I work with women, although I appreciate all you men who tune in, because most of this information is not gender specific, and you can certainly utilize these tools as well. Today, whenever it is that you're catching this, I want to share with you two things that I learned over, well, I relearned, got represenced to over the weekend that really made a difference, for me and reminded me of some areas that, needed to be reminded of, and that I don't want to say necessarily I was falling short. They've been areas that I wasn't paying as much attention to, even though I have a desire in those areas. And you might, think about some parts of your life that you talk about, but maybe you're not taking action in. And that is the place that I would listen to this Mojo moment from. Because we all, we all have these moments. We get like super excited, or we'll be really involved in something, and then maybe we'll be taking action. And then there are other things that we might talk about a lot. We say we have an interest in, months go by, years go by, and yet nothing is really happening, right? And there's inherently nothing wrong with that. It's the quandary comes in when you are saying that you want something and yet then it's not happening, and then there's all the noise around that. So here are these two things that I learned this weekend. One was from a very simple and yet pretty profound moment and a conversation I had with my sister. And she is brilliant and really excels in health and taking care of her body. She is a physical therapist and a certified nutritionist and wellness educator. So that whole world is very much, it's her wheelhouse, and she has a love and an enthusiasm for that. And I I was confessing to her that my moving of my body wasn't happening on a regular basis the way that I would like it to, or have thought I would like it to. And so, in one very brief but simple moment, she said to me, well, great. Why don't we just incorporate some accountability to that, and we'll add that to our weekly call, right? Because she and I have a standing weekly call together. And I went, okay, right? Like all of a sudden it seems so simple. And, it was brilliant because that is on the heels of this whole piece of accountability that we have just been setting up for the mentorship that I run. And the ladies had been talking about the desire for some accountability. And when you do set yourself up and your life up with structures that and people and communities that support you, you can go a lot further, a lot faster. And it also gives you a different sense of power with your word, right? With actually saying what you're going to do. And, left to our own devices, many of us and most of us, and I totally am calling myself out on this too, we'll leave ourselves, out on the street, and we won't do what we say we're going to do. So in that one moment when my sister said, hey, let's just add this into the our call, and we'll have accountability, and you'll get to show up to the call and say, I did, I worked out, moved my body 4 times, this past week, or I haven't. And so that was fantastic, because now I felt like I had this beautiful container to, to be able to share and have somebody also support and hold space for me, right? So that's number 1, really getting represenced to the power of accountability. Excuse me. So that was the first thing. And the second thing was this great conversation that I had. I got together with my mindset coach, and we had a really powerful, lengthy conversation about, again, doing like what we say we were going to do or not. And it's just that simple. You do what you say you're going to do, or you don't. And everything else around that is a story. Everything else around that is a judgment. Everything else is, emotional, psychological nonsense that is just spinning of energy that ultimately will, frankly, deplete you and probably keep you from what you actually want to do. So either you do whatever you say you're going to do, or you don't do it. And anything else that you say about it is judgment or some kind of a story that I would venture to guess 99.9% of the time is not empowering, right? And the thing to understand is that either you do or you don't do, right? There's no try, as Yoda so very powerfully said, right? You either do it or you don't, period. And ultimately, if there's enough time where you don't do something that you said you were going to do, then you might want to stop saying you're going to do it, because the fact of the matter is you ain't fucking doing it. And if you're not doing it, then either it's just not that important, and that's probably it. But again, there's no real story to get into about it. It's just that you haven't done it. And so all this is to support you and remind you that the noise and the stories and the judgment and the self-judgment and the lack of love and the really the conversation that is around things being wrong, meaning like, hey, I didn't do this thing, so something's got to be wrong. It just sucks your mojo, right? It is what I call a mojo moocher. And either you're going to get just sick and tired of saying you didn't do something, or you're going to get super inspired about whatever it is that you are saying that you desire to do, and therefore you will take action towards that. It's honestly that simple. And so these two things combined this weekend actually just, for me, it really freed me up and supported that powerful action. And today was like this kick-ass day of doing things I love, waking up, putting on my gym clothes, going to the gym, and really being, in action with those things that I committed and said I was going to do. And here we're back with some Mojo moments. So hopefully this lands for you on some level. And if this is inspiring to you, and if this has kind of little something in your soul, let me know. Give it a little thumbs up. And again, thank you for tuning in live, for those of you who are here late at night with me. And thanks for those of you tuning into the replays whenever you are tuning in, morning, afternoon, or another evening. But ladies, if you are thinking, I need some accountability, and frankly, I could use a great mindset coach, comment below or send me a direct message, because enrollment for the Rock Your Mojo mentorship is open for one more week, and then we close enrollment until the fall. So if you would like to be with a phenomenal group of women, and you would like to have these conversations like at the ready, at your fingertips, to be able to have a Mojo accountability group, because we have a whole entire new structure that we have just set up in the mentorship for the ladies, then reach out to me. I'd love to talk with you, see what's happening in your world, and find out if this would be a good fit for you, because it's not right for everybody, but it might be for you. All right, so send me a direct message if that is of interest. And gentlemen, if you know a woman who is looking for some kind of women's community that is incredibly powerful, that is incredibly loving, that is all about rocking your mojo and confidence and embodiment, living a turned on life, and having this kind of support, then go ahead and send her this video, share it, or pass it on in a direct messenger to her, and I would love to connect with her as well. So thanks everybody for tuning in. It's Deborah Kagan, your Mojo Recovery Specialist, and I'll be back with some more Mojo moments very soon. All right, everybody, sending you lots of love. Bye for now.